Hey guys, this is Shining Star Doodles, and yesterday our original mama, Lexi, just gave birth to 11 puppies, and so we wanted to, it was a pretty tiring day yesterday, but it's the day after, and we wanted to give a little bit of an update on Lexi and her 11 puppies. Now, I was up a little bit in the night, but Sherry was up for the entirety of the night on this couch, and Josiah is our camera operator. So Josiah, just show a few of the puppies. There's Mama. There's a good
She just
mama.
had a bath, so she's a bit damp still on her head.
So 11 puppies, 7 females and 4 males. And so we want to just have a little video to take you through a little bit of the process that we went through, some of the emotions, and then just some of the practicals of what it is. And if you're having one of these puppies, we want to keep you up to date on the process. And so so it started the night before at 7 p.m. We had the first puppy was born.
Yeah, kind of Thursday night would have been. Yeah, Thursday night, and then we went and through Friday night, the 17th. It's hard to keep track. Yeah.
So she's always been pretty on the date. The puppies come, and so we had the first one, which was a male, at 7 p.m.
Yeah, and one thing people ask me a lot of times is how long are dogs pregnant for, and they're pretty much 63 days. It's pretty standard for a dog to be pregnant for exactly 63 days. So
the first one came along.
Yes.
And then there was a gap. A little gap of 3 hours, I think it was.
3 hours.
Nearly 3 hours.
Pretty much on the dot.
And it can be a bit nerve-wracking during that time, of which it was. You're like, what's wrong? Is a dog stuck?
Yeah, I mean, it's not all that uncommon to have what they call whelping pause. When a dog's in labor and having puppies, it's called whelping. That's the technical term. And so it's not all that uncommon, but it's nerve-wracking when it does happen because it can be completely normal. Sometimes when the labor's gearing up, there could be one near the entrance that comes right out, and then the others still have to line up, and the body has to process, or the mom sometimes just snoozes a bit, but you really have to watch for I mean, there's always the possibility that there is a stuck puppy, so you just have to really be conscious of that and checking for signs of distress and making sure the mom is not seeming like she's trying to push a puppy out and it's not coming. So, you know, we were very closely monitoring her, going, okay, this could be completely normal. And we thought we were having 9 pups. We did an x-ray. You can do the x-ray about 5 days from delivery. That's when all the bones are calcified, and they show up on an x-ray because it's not that long they're pregnant, so they don't really, it's nerve-wracking if you have a premature litter at all because they're not pregnant for that long. So anyway, on the x-ray we saw 9, but there was obviously 2 hiding because you can kind of see their intestines, and they can hide if there's poop in there behind some of that, so we didn't see all of them. So with large litters, it's not all that unusual that, you know, it just takes time for all the puppies to line up, you know, for her to push them out. So. But
we had the vet on speed dial.
Yes, we did.
But we did a few things, and so here's a few little tips if you're ever in this situation. But we basically took Lexi and we did a thing called the wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
Which, if in England in primary school, you raise the back legs and you kind of walk the front legs, which kind of can line them up.
Yeah, it just puts gravity and pressure and can help if there is anything that just needs lined up. It's just basically movement. You want to get them up and moving to try to help the body if they're laying in one spot for a while and there is something stuck or not lined up quite right with the puppies and the birthing process. Just movement in general can help speed that along. So walking up and down stairs kind of gets their hips rotating.
I got my steps in, going up and down the stairs with Lexi. And
so you were good with that.
So 10 o'clock, second puppy comes along.
Yeah.
And 12 o'clock, next one, and then they kind of kept popping up through the night.
Yeah, they started going a lot faster after that. So it was like once her body got going, then she was kind of more of a typical A lot of times puppies can come every half hour, but like I said, it's not, doesn't necessarily mean there's a problem if there is a gap. But.
So Josiah, just show some of these puppies here. And so we have different colors. Now just speak about this, Sherry, a second. This is, we have like some which are darker red and some which are more
this one would
cream.
Be a little bit more apricot, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Got the mama is cream, but this guy or girl, I can't tell if it's a guy or a girl.
Well, I'm not gonna.
I think this one's a girl. Most of them are girls.
Let's have a look. Yep, this is a girl.
And I was like, I think I know what all the boys look like. She's got a little bit of white on her head. So yeah, they this one would be a little bit more apricot. And then I'll pick up one. Ugh. This is another female. And you might not be able to tell the difference through a camera, really, because it's not always accurate. But this one, I don't know. Can you hold that one where you can see the side?
Two different.
If you can see...
So is this indicative of what they're going to be?
They can often change as they age. So, you know, in the next few weeks, they can't... right now you can notice this behavior. They're trying to find each other. Pups, when they're born, they cannot see or hear, so they do a lot through smelling and sensing of heat. Those noses are so sensitive, so they could sense there was another one next to them. So they kind of always go towards.
So when will their eyes open?
In 2 weeks. It takes about 2 weeks for the eyes to open. They're kind of fused shut at birth because the gestation period in the mama's tummy is so short compared to a lot of animals or humans, for that matter.
Put
it
this one
takes
back.
A little bit.
There you go, Mama.
That one back too. For the eyes to develop, it just takes a few weeks after birth for that to happen. So yeah, the colors, as I was saying, the colors can often darken a bit or lighten a bit over the next few weeks, and then around, I don't know, generally maybe 4 weeks or so, you can start to see. I mean, honestly, they change a lot within the first year sometimes, because there are different genes that come into play with that, like darkening genes and fading genes. So by 6 months old, you should start to see either that darkening happening or that lightening happening if they have one of those genes. And those genes aren't currently testable. So a lot of times breeders don't know unless they know their dogs really well, and they know the lineage of their dogs, and they know what they've produced. So just, we did this yesterday, and Sherry was frazzled, and I asked, what do you do? And this was like literally just after they'd popped out. What's your process? Now Sherry was like pretty nervous. She was like, if all these breeders are going to watch this, so she got like super technical, all the different things that she did. But I want to ask this: what do you do? I mean, just for the people that are going to get one of these puppies, what's your process when a puppy comes out? What's the process? You weigh it. You tell just. Yeah, I mean, a few basic things are you do want to just make sure, obviously, that the puppy's thriving like you would a newborn human baby. They check vital signs, basically. So you're looking at its breathing, you're looking at its weight, you're looking to make sure that it doesn't have any malformations in the mouth, like a cleft palate, for instance, checking over the whole body for just any signs of anything that's malformed and whatnot. And then you really monitor to make sure that they are latching on to the nipples of the mom and that they are nursing well, and then just continue to monitor their growth and, making sure that none of them, that they're all gaining weight properly and growing properly. And, you're all constantly monitoring, and then we do vet checks and make sure that everybody's healthy before they go home.
Now, some breeders, now we have a list of, and hopefully if you're watching this, you're getting one of these puppies. And we have a list, and it's all full, so all of these puppies are taken. They've got forever homes. And but some breeders say, hey, you can choose at birth, but we don't do that, do we?
No, we don't. just because I feel strongly about the fact that like you cannot tell almost anything about puppies at this age. You can tell their gender and you can roughly tell their color, but even that is sometimes hard to tell. But you can't really tell anything about temperament right now. And even size is hard to tell because sometimes the biggest puppies at birth often do not end up being, very rarely end up being the biggest puppies by 8 weeks. So you can't tell if you have any puppies that are even, if you're, a lot of breeders like to keep a puppy from a litter for, you know, a future mama for their program. And at this point you really can't tell which ones have the best structure and temperament and are the best, you know, possible breeding dogs. And then I also feel really strongly about matching temperaments to the right people, because, you know, every dog has awesome, there's a whole array of temperaments you can have, I should say. And it's just like personalities in humans. And there's not like a bad one or a good one. They're just different and different people. Some people want a dog that's going to lay around their house and maybe they're low energy people. Some people want a dog that they can jog with, you know, and hike with up a mountain or something and play fetch with all the time. And so there's different energy levels you can monitor based on people's lifestyles. And some people want therapy dogs. We, you know, one of our goals is to produce dogs for therapy and service work and things like that. So you really can't tell any of that at this age. So it's not really until the very end, 7-8 weeks, that you can start to really see those things because they go through a lot of developmental periods. So even at 4 weeks, a lot of people will be like, can you tell their temperament? It's like, honestly, you know, most service dog trainers really caution against making any early judgments like that because they go through a lot of like fear periods as they develop. So you could think a dog is skittish and shy, but it's actually just its senses are opening and it's experiencing the world for the first time, and it can, you know, just go through, it's a natural instinctual thing to go through little fear periods. And if you're making a temperament judgment at that point, then you can be dead wrong and you'll think you have this skittish, scared pup that ends up being like a super confident, calm dog. So, you know, as much as we want to tell and read things into the puppies, you know, I have a mentor that has trained over 200 service dogs, and she's like adamant that she's always like, do not label puppies early because you will end up making mistakes and matching them wrong with people. So we wait until that 7-8 week mark to match puppies to people so that they get the right dog that fits their lifestyle.
So we want to keep you informed, and we're putting this on the Shining Star Doodles YouTube account. So just press subscribe there so that you can actually keep up to date. And we'll put other things. It's helpful if you're getting a puppy that you get informed of what it means. At the moment, we're getting a lot of applications because of the pandemic, but a puppy isn't just for the pandemic, it's for life. It's not just for Christmas, it's for life. And so we want to equip you to know what you're getting into so that you can provide a perfect forever home for these guys. Just pan around here, show the puppies for the last time.
They're all milk drunk.
They're all, mama's sleeping and the pups are all asleep. But they should start to fatten up now with mama's milk, and we will keep you up to date with the progress of this litter. Thanks.